Welcome, this is Birendra Kumar Jha and you are watching Kharbanda. In the sequence of stories of superhit films shown on Kharbanda, the new link of story that I have brought before you today is the story of film Lagan. This film was brought on the silver screen in 2001 and this was one of the most grossing film of that year. This film was directed by Ashutosh Govarikar, and the lead role in this film were played by Amir Khan and newly actress Gresy Singh. The role of villain was played by Paul Blackthorne and Kulbhushan Kharbanda, Raghuvir Yadav, etc. played character role in this film. This film included many a beautiful dance scene and melodious song. The music director of this film was A.R. Rahman, and the voiceover in the song of this film were given by Udit Narayan, Shankar Mahadevan, Alka Yagnik, and Asa Bhosle. This film has received three national awards of that year, one for best lyrics given to Javed Akhtar, the Best Music Director Award gone in favor of A.R. Rahman. The Best Singer Award for male was given to Udit Narayan. The song Radha Kaise N Jale has received greatest popularity of that year. Now listen to the entire story of film Lagan. The story of the film Lagan begins with a drought-stricken village in Champaner. The king, played by Kulbhushan Kharbanda, is the Maharaj of this village. The village has been facing a drought for the past year. One day, the village head, played by Rajendra Gupta, father of the film's heroine Gauri, played by Gresy Singh, is passing by the house of the film protagonist Bhuvan, played by Amir Khan. Bhuvan's mother asks him if he has seen Bhuvan anywhere. He replies that he saw Bhuvan walking away a short while ago. As he moves on, he notices Bhura, a poultry farmer in the village, played by Raghuvir Yadav, fighting with another villager. Upon asking, the village head complains that his chickens have been snatched, while the other villager claims that his chickens are making his house dirty. The village head reconciles and ends the fight. Just then, his daughter Gauri, who loves Bhuvan, arrives and asks her father where he is going. His father explains that he is going to find Bhuvan, but he doesn't know where he is at the moment. Gauri points to a forest and tells him where Bhuvan is. After his father's departure, Gauri, lost in Bhuvan's memories, begins to head back home. Then a conceited young man from the village who predicts people's fortunes tells Gauri that the boy she thinks is her husband is Bhuvan. Gauri is overjoyed to hear this. The king of this village, Puran Singh, lives under the control of a British residency. The British Residency charges his money to protect the village from attacks by other kings, while he also claims similar claims against the other kings, extorting money from them in the name of protection too. The head officer of this presidency is Captain Andrew Russell, played by Paul Blackthorne. He is fond of hunting and playing cricket. One day he comes to the Champaner forest with his soldiers to hunt. When Bhuvan learns of Captain Andrew Russell's arrival in the Champaner forest for hunting, he takes cover behind the trees and throws stones to drive away the animal, saving the innocent animals of the Champaner forest. This causes the Captain Andrew Russells to miss their target, and the animals of the forest are saved from Andrew Russell's bullets. Andrew Russell's soldier sees him doing this and catches him and takes him near him. Enraged by this, Andrew Russell wants to shoot him. He is setting this. Maharaj Puran Singh rushes there and rescues Bhuvan. When Bhuvan returns to Champaner village, Gauri tells him that a Sikh told her about her husband, and then through no subtle gestures, refers to Bhuvan's house as her in-laws' house. Frustrated by the famine of the previous year and the lack of any signs of rain, even though the farming season has arrived, the farmer of Champaner confer among themselves and go to meet Maharaj Puran Singh to Champaner to seek remission of their farm taxes. Maharaj Puran Singh, after listening to the villagers, expresses sympathy but also says that he can only do so if the British presidency grants him permission. Maharaj Puran Singh, along with all the villagers, goes to Captain Andrew Russell, the local headman of the British presidency, who is currently playing cricket. After the cricket match ends, Captain Andrew Russell summons Maharaj Puran Singh and the villagers to a meeting. Here, Maharaj Puran Singh, citing the famine of the previous year and the lack of rain this year, pleads with Captain Andrew Russell for a tax waiver for the farmers of Champaner. Captain Russell becomes enraged, stating that he had offered the farmers the opportunity last year to pay both years' taxes in one lump sum this year. However, the farmers are taking advantage of this and deliberately avoiding paying. Therefore, regardless of whatever there is rain or not, the farmers must pay both years' taxes in one lump sum. Hearing this, the farmers of Champaner are filled with despair. Then a wicked thought awakens in Captain Andrew Russell's mind, and IR plays a cruel prank on the villagers. He tells them that if the villagers of this village defeat his team, their taxes from the previous year will be waived. The farmers of Champaner, who are completely unaware of the game of British cricket, are reluctant to accept this, demanding, if not a waiver, then at least a 1 year tax waiver. Seeing the farmers' hesitation, Captain Andrew Russell resorted to a cunning tactic, extending the time limit for the remission of rent to 2 years and later to 3 years. One present among the villagers accepted Captain Russell's proposal on behalf of the villagers. Captain Andrew Russell then announced that a cricket match would be played on this village, this very ground, exactly 3 months from today, lasting 3 days. If the farmer of Champaner win the match, not only the farmer of Champaner but the entire presidency will have their rent waived for 3 years. However, if the farmer of Champaner lose, they will have to pay the rent for all 3 years in one lump sum. One, without consulting the villagers, accepts Captain Andrew Russell's proposal. Upon returning from the British residency, the farmer of Champaner began to reprimand Bhuvan for betting so much on a game that no one in Champaner knows. He calls him up to say he's done this to save the villagers from the operation of and hopes to win the match. To the farmer's question, no one here knows this game. Bhuvan replies, it is just like the game of Gilli Danda, which farmers have been playing for years. While this conversation between Bhuvan and the villagers was going on, people from neighboring village came and caught Bhuvan and began talking about punishing him, saying that by betting on this match unnecessarily, he had put all the villagers in trouble. The farmers of Champaner really behind Bhuvan, saying that winning the game will benefit the entire village. But if he loses, the farmer of Champaner will bear the brunt. Hearing this, the villagers who had come from various villages returned without punishing Bhuvan. Bhuvan had become completely isolated from the game of cricket, but Gauri often comes to him, encouraging him, saying that he will definitely win the match. Encouraged by this, Bhuvan builds a bed from wood and begins practicing cricket with a small child and Gauri. Seeing him play, several villagers, including Bhura Shankar, gradually becomes associated with Bhuvan. Meanwhile, Elizabeth, the sister of Andrew Russell, head of British Residency, comes to his house one day while walking with Maharaj Puran Singh. She sees Bhuvan and his team practicing cricket. She asks Maharaj Puran Singh to call Bhuvan and upon his arrival promises him that she will train him and his team in cricket. Bhuvan then begins training Bhuvan's team, explaining the game of cricket and its related terminology, teaching them how to bowl and bat. When the match became a topic of discussion, the highest ranking officer at the British Residency summons Captain Andrew Russell to his office and severely reprimands him for attempting to gamble with government's revenue. He then tells Russell to prepare to win the match with all his might, as failing to do so will result in his deportation to South Africa. Captain Andrew Russell returns to his presidency and urges his players to practice diligently so that his team can defeat the Champaner Farmers cricket team, humiliate them, and also collect the Lagan from them to enrich the government revenue, all for free. Meanwhile, one day, while Captain Andrew Russell returns to his headquarters after watching his cricket team practicing, he says his sister Elizabeth training the Champaner Farmers cricket team led by Bhuvan. Upon Elizabeth's return home, Captain Russell tells her not to train his enemy team, but Elizabeth secretly continues to train the Champaner Farmers cricket team led by Bhuvan as she secretly loves him. Laka, a villager from Champaner, is in love with Gauri, but Gauri doesn't love him but Bhuvan. Because of this, Laka considers Bhuvan his rival and hinders his efforts to form a cricket team. One day he meets Russell and informs him about the difficulties Bhuvan is facing in building his cricket team. He explains Russell that his victory lies in Bhuvan's defeat. And Russell tells Laka to join Bhuvan's team, secretly criticizing his team until the day of the match when his team suffers a crushing defeat. When Lakha returns to the village, he finds Bhuvan, Gauri, his father, and some villagers discussing cricket. Lakha also offers to join the team, but Bhuvan tells him what good will it be to have them in this team. He then tells him that if he proves his eligibility, he can be included in the team, and he is later included. Despite all his efforts, Bhuvan is unable to assemble 11 players, and the match date is drawing closer. Then, in an attempt, the ball goes away from the group and lands in the hands of a young untouchable named Charkha. When Bhuvan suggests that Charkha returns the ball to Bhuvan, the ball spins heavily. Bhuvan is overjoyed and announces his decision to include Charkha in his team. Upon Bhuvan's decision, Charkha displays his rebellious attitude, declaring that he will never play with an untouchable. This angers the villagers, leading him to refuse to play with Charkha if he is included in the team. Despite the villagers' refusal, Bhuvan insists that Charkha will help him win the match and retain him in this team, claiming he will help them take wickets because his ball spins very quickly. He then convinces the villagers that winning the match will free them from 3 years of taxes, while losing will immediately require them to pay the 3 years' worth of taxes. Hearing this, the villagers agree to Charkha's inclusion in the team. One day, while Bhuvan is staying with Gauri, Captain Indurasel's sister Elizabeth, whom everyone calls Gauri Ma'am, comes to Bhuvan and Gauri and asks Bhuvan to meet him privately. She tells him about Lakha's betrayal of the villagers by meeting his brother in Andrew Russell. When Bhuvan returns to Gauri, he finds Gauri sitting there beckoning him. When asked, Gauri tells him that when he left her and went with Gauri Ma'am, then he should stay with her. He doesn't want to live with him. He tells her about his conversation with Gauri Man, saying that he has always loved her, not Gauri Ma'am. When the villagers learn of this through Gauri, they rush to kill Lakha. Bhuvan saves Lakha from the villagers' wrath and tells him about the relief they will receive from the reduction of the village taxes, including his own. After this, Lakha abandons his previous ideas and joins Bhuvan's team with full dedication. As soon as the 3 months period is over, an exciting cricket match begins between the Champaner village team led by Bhuvan and the British presidency team led by Andrew Russell. On the very first day, the British presidency plays post a mammoth score of 250 runs. On the second day, Andrew Russell's team begins scoring rapidly. Just then, Charkha arrives at Bhuvan and he spins the ball. He asks Charkha to bowl. Charkha's spin makes Brittany batter dizzy and he loses wickets one by one. By noon, the entire team, led by Andrew Russell, is out for 312 runs. Seeing the huge score of 312 runs, the villagers become disappointed. Then Gauri tells the villagers that Bhuvan is confident and his team will definitely win. Bhuvan calls five batsmen, including Lakha, and says that the responsibility of making all the runs is on us because after this, there is no batsman who will able to make runs. Promising victory to the villagers, Bhuvan goes to open the innings with Lakha. Bhuvan scored a good number of runs, but Lakha, upon seeing Andrew sail in front of him, is dismissed on the very next ball. Two more wickets fall in quick succession, leaving the score at a low score. Then Smile comes to support Bhuvan. Slowly but surely he manages to get through the day with Bhuvan's support. The next day, Smile also gets out in his pursuit of quick runs, and Shankar comes into bat. He starts scoring quickly, hitting long shots, which Andy Russell reprimands him for, which angers him. He tries to play even faster and loses his wicket. Shankar and Bhuvan, scoring quickly, reach over 225 runs, but after Shankar's dismissal, Bhuvan's team is left without a batsman. Bhuvan then decides to bat from both ends. In this sequence, Bhuvan starts by scoring a quick run, then scores a single off at the last ball and moves to the other end to bat the next over. However, as soon as the next batsman faces the bowler, his wicket falls. The situation becomes such that when Charkha comes into bat as the last wicket, Bhuvan's team needs 18 runs in 3 overs. Bhuvan ran to score 2 runs off the second ball of the over, but Charkha could not support him. So he had to settle for just 1 run in the remaining 4 balls. Charkha somehow avoided getting out repeatedly. Bhuvan then scored 8 runs in 5 balls. On the last ball of the over, he ran for a single to win the match by playing the next over. Charkha also completed his run, but Russell, instead of catching the ball, sent it over the boundary with his feet, resulting in 4. Andrew Russell deliberately made this move to prevent Bhuvan from batting at the other end, leaving Charkha with the bat, whom he could dismiss to win the match. In the final over, Bhuvan's team needed 5 runs to win, but Charkha was losing every run. Despite his best efforts, he could not score even one. Before the final ball, when he tried to run away from the wicket, the ball bounced off his bat and was caught by the wicketkeeper. The Brittany team celebrating their victory, and Bhuvan, assuming his defeat, went to Charkha to encourage him. Just then, Bhuvan saw the umpire signaling for no ball and asked Charkha to stand at the other end of the wicket. Andrew Russell's team, aware of this, were told to continue. The Brittany bowler then bowled, hitting Bhuvan directly on the head, and Bhuvan fell down injured. The villagers of Champaner were deeply saddened by this. Just then, Gauri arrived on the field with villagers and told Bhuvan that he had to win the match at all costs to appease the villagers and that God had also bowled no ball to help him. Bhuvan agreed to play again, and this time when the bowler bowled, he hit the ball for a 6, winning the match because Russell had pushed all his players on the boundary. After Champaner's team won the match, the farmers of all the villagers under the British presidency was granted a remission of taxes. This led to the villagers at Gauri Bhuvan celebrating and dancing. Meanwhile, a senior British presidency official transferred Andrew Russell to a tourist village in South Africa as punishment. Elizabeth, who had secretly loved Bhuvan, returned to England after seeing Gauri and Bhuvan's love. The story of the film Lagan ends with this vision.